How many of your lives are governed by this, or maybe a version of this that shows up on this, right? Calendars, schedules, timing. I know mine certainly does. I've got many versions of calendars, and they are all containing vital information, at least in my opinion, that I cannot do without. Um, I'm Pastor Andy, by the way. I'm joined by Pastor Bobo, who's not paying attention. And I'm bringing a devotion about the calendar and the way that God plans things out. There's a passage in the Gospel of Luke as a setup to the Christmas story where it says, in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. Now, one thing that caught my eye about this very, simple two verses, in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, right? And if you know your gospel story, you might remember Elizabeth is an elderly woman who is Mary's cousin, and she was blessed to get pregnant late in life. And it was told that her child, who would be John, as in John the Baptist, would be a very important, a very special figure in the history of her people. And his job was in part to prepare the way for Jesus, the child of Mary. So in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, that's 2/3 of the way through, Mary gets word that she's going to have a kid, right? So it's like God is setting things up to come in the right order, right? Sometimes, we certainly question God's timing. Sometimes I want things now, or frankly, sometimes I'd rather things stay away. But this reminds me that maybe God's unfolding timeline is where it is on purpose. Now, it might depend on what we think God is actually planning and behind, but it helps me remember that God is working through the events of our days, of our years, of our lives, and through history. And maybe certain things are supposed to happen at certain times. We are all waiting for the kingdom to arrive, and as we wait, may we have faith that God's calendar is a little more organized than ours.